Hello and welcome to Drakenmemoria. Yay! Ah, just in time. What was I saying? Drakenmemoria, yay! What is Drakenmemoria, you may ask? Well, it's Dungeons & Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons & Dragons. So, if this is not something you want to watch, I don't know what to say to you. We've been doing this for quite a few years now, and I really should start saying something else when we start, change things up a bit, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Maybe you should open with a joke.
I don't have that many jokes.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not the most original person when it comes to starting conversation. I need people to start it for me, and then, I can start talking until you get enough of hearing me, but starting is always hard for me.
Well, I mean, what's the deal with airline food?
I don't know. It's obscene sometimes. The quality is just keeps going up and down.
I think it
Much like
depends
the
on
That was the joke. Alright, sorry if I cough a little often or I cut off the microphone. I've been carrying a cough for nearly 3 weeks now, and it's not getting any better. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this is going to be Dungeons & Dragons. Yeah, who knows, maybe one day, in a few weeks, you're going to see me die from cough on stream. That would certainly boost the rating.
I think that gets you banned. I don't think you're allowed to show that.
Well, that's okay, because I'm dead, so I won't mind.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Alright, so, if you want to watch all this coalesce into being something that resembles Dungeons & Dragons, and apparently, judging from the state of how it was promised to us that it's going to look like in the future, I should probably start saying Dungeons & Dragons as it was before. So, so yeah, maybe we should put a screen warning, monsters will be killed during the course of this campaign. Alright. Enough talking about the things that makes me feel a little bit sour. Dungeons & Dragons. So, if you don't want to watch this, well, go somewhere else. If you want to watch this, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. If you enjoy the thunderstorm in the background, it's Ambient Mixer. It's a website where you can make your own ambience and you can use them. Royalty free, so long as it is used as a ambiance, and just check when you make them. Maybe 2 or 3% of their library is not royalty free, so just make sure. Otherwise, if you like the world map, it's Wonderdraft, and if you like the dungeon maps, it's combat maps, I should say. It's Dungeon Alchemist. And with this, oh, that's right. Maybe, how about it? Would you like to see what Audience's Island looked like? Because we did it during the last Wonderdraft stream. Audience saw it. He likes it. It's on the stream. I put the combat screen on. And so that's what Audience made.
Cool.
Now, nothing tells us of the size, but I'm probably expecting that the island is not too big, so it's probably gonna end up being something that you can walk through from one side to the other. Well, if you could, there's a lot of mountains.
That's the
And
one he made in the crystal.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the island he made. So found a piece of draconic jewelry and talked about it with Sam, and we agreed that one of them was a good inspiration for the basis, and this is what it looks like. So I'm expecting the size of this island to be somewhere in the cusp of maybe 60 miles wide. So something you would probably be able to walk from one side to the other in 3 days, in D&D, of course. Because I don't walk 24 miles in a day.
What? What do you mean?
How dare you?
It's just a marathon.
Yeah, I know. Do I have the equivalents of kilometers and mile here? Hold on.
Is 12 hours okay? Is 12 miles in 5 hours a good amount?
There are 1,600 meters in a mile.
1,600 meters. Okay. Okay, there we go. I can walk. So I can walk roughly. No. Oh no, that's that's how fast I go. Oh, good lord! According to D&D, I can walk. My average walking speed would be 16 miles in a day. I'm not a fast walker. I've got short legs. On top of the things.
Sounds fast to me.
Well, yeah. One thing that D&D seems to have taken for granted is that everyone is in relatively good shape and very used to walking long distances, which is not wrong, but also kinda.
But it would also be really annoying to calculate everybody's individual
Yeah.
Oh no,
abilities.
no.
Like super annoying.
While there were rules for this in the past, calculating the walking speed of a character by its strength and constitution. I'm just saying that 24 miles in a day, man, you gotta be in shape to do this. 24 miles. Yeah, it's 30, nearly 40 kilometers in a day. All right. What was I saying? Walking distance. Oh yeah. What happened last episode? This is where we should be. So yeah, 24 miles a day, it takes for granted that you are in good health, good shape, and are used to walking. While people in the Middle Ages, while they were used to walking, most peasants suffered from malnutrition, so they probably wouldn't have been able to walk 24 miles in a day. Nobles, maybe. Knights?
No,
Probably.
they were too fat. They're also unhealthy, but that's for a different reason. It's overeating.
No, actually, fat nobles actually only was a thing at the end of the Middle Ages. So much to the point that somewhere during the Renaissance, it became a mark of wealth to be overweight.
Not the mark of wealth.
All right, where was I? What happened last episode? All right. Yes, I know a few things about history. I actually studied history. Guess what time was my favorite? Alright. So, what happened last episode? Here we are. Recording. Alright. So, last episode, but that's in the way. Alright. The party ventured into the city of Bahanor in search of scouts one of our heroes sent out, before realizing it was a one-way ticket to the afterlife. Doing their best to antagonize the guards of the wall before going into the city, our adventurers needed to get through a bit of resistance before being able to leave the city and be sure they would be let back in. The search was brief but successful, as the scouting party was found and brought back into the city. So, with more information than what they had before, our heroes now need to go back into the city and find the information they need in order for their evacuation plan to go smoothly. Well, more smoothly. Wow, that didn't take long to. Didn't do a whole lot of thing last episode. All right, so I believe we left off, and you had just done a debriefing. No, you had just entered into the city.
We just made a stealth roll.
Exactly, that's the result that I have here. With Fisher having rolled a 16, everyone else looking at him.
Fisher is on Magna though with a 24, I believe, right now.
Okay, yeah, sure, alright. So, which means that the loudest player right now is Tobiashi with a 23.
Because I saw Fisher's in-game inability to be stealthy, and I was like, nope, and summoned my cat.
You saw him say, "Oh, okay, we're good. I'm just gonna jump off the rope and directly on the roof of the building," and he just went through the roof, literally.
I'd like to imagine that Magna's back is just like slouching because Fisher is so heavy.
Well, he's made of rocks and stone, so.
I mean, Magna has to carry me. It's used.
Yeah, but you're not made of stone and
No,
metal.
Fisher is.
I thought Fisher weighed like 1 ton. I thought it was like a ton or like.
No, I
I
actually rolled for it. You
rolled for it?
It had whatever book it is that they're in. It had a.
I think it was somewhere
size.
in the cusp of 400 pounds.
310.
310.
Oh, what?
Right.
I might weigh
And then I'm
more.
carrying
I might weigh
another
more.
I
might weigh more than Fisher does.
I think you might. You are taller.
Yeah.
I am built like a brick house.
Yeah.
Well, Fisher is a brick.
Audience is what, like 7'1" or something?
I'm trying to find my
So, for those who are new, tell us what you look like, Tobiashi.
So, nipples are super hard. No, okay.
Okay,
All the time.
audience, you're the next one.
I'm trying to find.
It'd be in the description if you ever
there
wrote
it
it
is.
down.
There it is. I'm 7 feet and 340 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, Fisher has armor on top, so you weigh about the same thing.
Yeah, I'm 5'10" and 130 pounds.
Well, Remy is 5 foot and 90 pounds, I want to say.
Fisher is 6'8".
Incidentally, apparently Tobiyashi needs to eat more.
Nope, I can't now. I'm stuck this size forever.
Yeah. Well, if you eat a lot, you're gonna gain a whole lot of weight, but you have a really, really easy way to get rid of the excess weight. You just eat
I
more.
guess I should update my age. How long has it been in game time? A year? 2 years?
Since you left, I think we said that you spent 6 months on a boat to getting where you are right now, to the Mistle Island chain, and it's been about 5 or 6 months. So I'd say you're a full year older. But,
All right, guys, I'm no longer 15. I'm 16 now.
But because of the time shift, I think everyone thinks you are 17.
I'm just gonna put 16.
16,
I put my age to 1 year old. Now that I'm a new person, I'm 1.
Well, actually,
Wow,
I
I'm not
think
the
you
youngest
are.
in the group anymore.
I think Tobiyashi, you mean to say that you are 5 months old?
No, when people are born, they're 1 year old, right?
No, they counted
It
in
rounds
months.
up.
They counted in months.
Yeah, it rounds up. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Haven't you ever heard a woman talk about the age of her baby?
Wait, so I'm 3 months old?
Yeah, something like this.
No, you have to count in weeks.
Oh no, you became you became a
What I
creature
hear-
when you fell into the stagnant shard. So yeah, you're about a month old. We're counting this in weeks.
Fisher is not the youngest one anymore.
I hate when people are like, "Oh yeah, my baby's like 365 days old." Don't worry about it.
All right. Oh, Tobiyashi
Because
just
of that,
gained
though,
word.
Rainy is 14 now.
Old.
Damn.
Am I the oldest member of our group at
Right now, yeah.
16?
Yeah. In terms of living experience, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't know if in terms of living experience. It depends what you count Fisher as living experience.
Yeah.
Well, Fisher wasn't sentient, so
Yeah. Sentient living. Time with the soul. Fully
Time-
attached to your corporeal
Time with the
form.
soul audience is the oldest.
No, here's the most interesting, oddest part about this group. Fisher is technically the oldest of the group, being older by over 3,000 years. But his soul has only been connected to his body for less than a decade, and he's been aware for less than 1 decade. So I think you're something like 4 years old.
Coming up on 4 years.
Yeah, okay.
I started the campaign at 3, so
Tobiyashi was technically born as a human and has nearly 20 years of experience in his life. But his count was resetted to 0 when he became a new form of life. And so he has 20 years of memory and is actually 1 month old. The only normal people in the group are Audience and Remy, who actually have the amount of memory their body should have for their age. But Remy's a Kenku and Audience is a Dragonborn, so...
We do
As
age
normal as you
differently.
could get.
Yeah.
So we age a little differently.
So although Audience is 16 years old, if we take into account when a Dragonborn reaches adolescence and maturity, he is the equivalent of early 20s. And Remy, probably 19, 20, I would want to say. The equivalent for Remy in terms of lifespan. No, actually, Kenku lives 80 or 60 years.
I believe it's 60 odd.
Then
In that range.
proportionally speaking, you would be older than Audience. you're probably in your mid-20s, proportionally speaking, from your age to your maximum lifespan. I mean,
Ultimately, not a huge difference.
no.
Basically, when someone comes up to us and is like, "So who's the oldest of your party?" We all just stare at each other awkwardly. Because we have no idea how to answer it.
So, from what point of view exactly do you want us to answer that question? Alright. So, you are... We're going to take away the thunderstorm in the background. You are inside of Bahanor. You just took a little trip inside. You saw how things were evolving, but you've been warned that now everything will be much worse because you will have to go through that city and reach the library. But you will not just have to avoid enemies, but you might actually also see people getting infected or being taken prisoners to be infected. Wow, we went from having fun to gloomy, gloomy description.
Kitty. Sorry, I'm focused on petting my cat. Come here.
Emotional support animal, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, so you know roughly where you're going to need to go. Problem is, you also know that you are going to need to cross at least one major street to get there.
All right, I have my pots and pans ready.
And you are going to have to take the scenic route, so longer. Unless you want to take the main road and simply have to worry about a few monsters.
I would rather not fight a beholder if they see through our stealth check. I'd much rather fight a potential, one of the lesser enemies. So I think that we're good taking the scenic route.
That rat queen thing.
The rat thing I'm fine with. I just don't want to fight a beholder.
I wonder if we could keep it as a pet.
I don't want to fight a beholder that has better spelled DC.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for reminding me. There are beholders. I'm gonna get this stat from the monster.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'd fight a specter.
Well, that's okay. You just have to not get hit by a disintegration ray and have too few hit points to survive, and you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I dodged those.
Or a petrify ray, or a...
Well, that's such a shame because petrification, lesser restoration, I think, is enough. But you didn't summon Orunag before coming in. So.
Alas it.
I think I have lesser restoration. That's not great.
Yeah, but do you have it now?
I forgot to say, I'm immune to all beholder effects.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the last update that they did to the play test.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, the book that's going to come out.
Yeah. You remember that I said that I don't take Unearthed Arcana. All right. So
Let's go.
you decide to take.
No, I have removed curse because I got that for Remy. I forgot to switch back.
Okay. Well, charm, paralyze, fear, slow, sleep, telekinetic, innervation, disintegrate. Oh no, okay. They don't have curse. Well, that's too bad, but hey, that's how it works.
No, they don't have curse.
I mean, disintegrate is easily the worst one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know why we're pretending that's not the worst one.
No, it is the worst one. But this is why we're not going to fight one. This is why we're just going to stick to the back routes.
and have to face a bunch of Sloths and Illithid, who will try to eat your brain should you fall in battle.
Only if they can see us.
And well, if you fall in battle, there will be seeing you because.
Well, yeah, I guess if we have to. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
We'll try
we
and
make our way
train
through the back roads.
All right.
because Fish's brain
Start
is
rolling your perception checks, and let's see how far we get.
organic.
All right.
Jeez.
So
Here's audience.
I think this means that
Athena.
either Fisher, because he's on Magna, or Remy will be rolling and with advantage because someone else will be helping them.
Probably Remy.
I don't know, Fisher. Are you feeling lucky?
No.
I joke.
I think we all know who. I think we all know whose role this is in our party at this point.
Well, I don't know which one is Fisher's die and which one is mine, but
Someone
there
made
is
a
a
bad
19.
mistake.
Well, she's like, one of the die is a 19. So with my perception, that will be. I don't know why I know I have. Oh yeah, it's just a flat 30.
All right. Interesting. All right. So, first part of this. So, I guess by now you're used to it. It's going to come in threes.
If I was my other character, I would have took the role, but only if it was a strength check.
Okay. So you want to do perception with strength? How is that going to work?
I strained my eyes really hard. I flexed my eyeballs. Start bulging out of my head.
Yeah, that's the image I had in my mind. The original Total Recall. When they're
I'm
back.
pretty sure that was also a SpongeBob thing too. It's
Oh,
like
yes,
his
I remember.
eyeballs.
Oh, yeah. I think the Total Recall one was grosser. So.
I think that specific SpongeBob thing was before the specific era of SpongeBob that I hate. Where everything was gross.
All right. So, you start moving through the streets. And with Remy in front, being helped by Fisher. Yeah, no, okay. Not exactly, but okay. I wanted to eat pizza, now I don't. So.
That's disturbing.
Who needs pizza?
Yeah. Next time someone wants to eat pizza, show him a photo of Pizza Rico from Spaceball. That's gonna have them. So... All right, let's get this image out of my mind. Because the portion of the movies also come back. I couldn't eat pizza for a month when the first time I saw that movie. Well, I was also very young, so that probably doesn't help. So, you start moving through the street. Remy being very careful. Taking point, I would imagine, to make sure that everyone is safe and no one gets infected, assimilated, have their brain stolen. Especially since Remy has a clear picture of what this looked like because he saw one when you arrived in the past. I want to imagine Remy looking at audience and feeling like, damn, I'm so glad I don't have an imagination. I don't want to see that on him.
He hopes he never has to see that.
So you move through the streets, and your perception is helping you quite a lot because you become very aware of everything that's happening around you. Moving one street, take another one, and eventually you end up at a point where you have to choose. Take a moment, listen carefully. You hear something in the building to your left. Okay. You're pretty sure there's something there. It feels like a heavy, strong breathing. So either there's a horse in the house of a civilian, or there's a slot in there. So take the street before that, turning around. The DC for the man, audience, you did such a good thing putting Fisher on the horse, because the DC for that was 20. Keep on moving through the streets. Remy, ever aware of everything that's happening. You hear a little bit of noise to your right. Cover another few streets. You hear noise to the left. Take a moment, but okay, you're sort of reassured. You think it's probably a rat or something like this. So
It's a rat.
Unfortunately, that rat's brain was on the outside of its skull.
As you move, you look at this and nice.
I feed the
Beautiful
rat to
brain.
the blob in the jar. No.
Is that what they mean by a beautiful mind? So it feels like you're okay. You make a few more steps and it feels like you're in a dead end right now, because you're hearing sounds coming from all around you. Inside of a house, there's a lot of rumbling. There's someone struggling, maybe 2 houses away. You think that maybe someone is being taken by force outside of their home. Right next to on the other building, on the other side of the street, the next one, you feel like, okay, there's something big inside and it's waiting, so it's probably just going to burst out the moment we make another move. And if the other one over there gets alerted by this, we're going to be attacked on 2 sides. So you have to take a brief moment. Okay, going to take a chance and we're going to go through that building over here. Between the 2 buildings, there's feels like horses can go through there. That's might have been an inn at one point. Start moving into that street, and just as you arrive, all of your instinct, Remy, just go, and you stop, not making a single new step. And then Tobiashi ruins it all by burping.
You see like a rat tail going down my throat.
Well, I gotta find places to eat. You have that moment where you tell everyone to just don't move, because you realize that that inn was probably connecting to the street, because there's a large alley as you're just about to step in, and Remy has that moment and just takes a peek there, and you see this large eye just moving in front with several tentacle eyes just looking in your direction. You had that moment of, oh God, did they see us? Did they see us? Please, Tobiashi. And it keeps moving. the DC for that with 22.
I burped, but like I had to internalize it, so I covered my mouth, and you see my like stomach expand.
So I'm hearing it's a good thing that I stuck Fisher on the horse with this 16 stealth
Oh
roll.
yes, absolutely. Because that's
Sorry,
2 rolls that would have been failed because of Fisher. But thanks to Remy, you didn't find yourself stepping too in a very bad place where he might have seen you. So good mixture of the both.
all right.
Phew.
So take a moment to breathe and just and Remy, there's something inside of your mind that says, I don't think everyone knows how lucky you just were, because you think you might have actually made one step too many, but thanks to the aura of your pass without a trace, the shadows covered your feet as they were moving forward. Wait for a moment, and then start walking again. Take another street, right, left. And you think that you're arriving to probably the most dangerous point of this escapade. You gotta traverse a very wide street with several patrols. But just as you're about to cross, you get close to a house and you find yourself with a bad dilemma. Your stealth, once again, just enough to not alert what's inside. The DC for that was 20 again. MVPs, audience and Remedy right now.
Good birds could sweat.
Well, Remy can only express himself through things he's seen, so sweat drop. Find your illusion. You see sweat coming from Remy's head. So, but that bad dilemma that I was talking about, you weren't seen, but you hear it. The house that you just placed your hand on to get a better feel of what was outside, just looking in the street, you hear inside there are people. They're probably leaning on the wall where your hand is. This is why you feel it more. They're scared. You can hear the reverberation on the wall. Someone's praying inside.
Are they praying to the dragon? Because otherwise I
If
don't
they're
care.
not, then leave.
Well,
No, I'm kidding.
unfortunately, Remy, it's pretty muffled with your hearing. It's more
No,
like
I'm joking.
But they're praying. You take a moment to feel it out. You think there are 5 people inside of that house. They haven't been seen by the enemy, but they're right next to a large street. It's only a matter of time. You might be able to save them or move on and leave them to their fate. They didn't see you.
I'm not actively sure how we save them, since we're not headed back to the city right now.
Mm-hmm. If we save them, how long are we gonna save them for?
Yeah. Because then we're just have to take them with us to the library, and then.
Well,
They just
you
become
know,
cannon
you know
fodder.
your entry point, and you've convinced the guard to not remove the stone, so you know where you're going to be leaving this place. So you can take them with you. You can try and give them the instructions to get to your extraction point, or
I think that's the best thing we could do.
you can leave them to their fate.
I also feel like interacting with them in any way is a good way to get us all killed, since they haven't been noticed yet.
Yeah.
What? So do we just go and come back and see if they're still there?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Toby. We already know most of the city is dying.
Oh, that is true.
I don't think it's worth us risking all of our lives and the potential lives we could save for this random, like,
Well,
I don't know how many people there are, but
there will be a new lottery installed for audience's attempt to save people. Who knows? Maybe they would be part of it. Maybe not.
let's finish our mission and see if they're here on our way back.
All right.
If we were headed back, I think I would try and rescue them. Since we're literally headed deeper into enemy lines, I don't think it would be worth us trying to help them right now.
All right.
That's my opinion, our audience opinion. Because I feel like we'd just be bringing them deeper into danger at this point if we take them with us. Since we know the library is supposed to be, as we heard in the dream, it's supposed to be one of the most dangerous places.
Yep.
So I feel like, honestly, we're just going to get them all killed if we bring them with us.
I'm also not confident in the typical villager stealth roll.
Well, the average stealth roll of a villager is between 10 and 12, so yeah.
Yeah. I feel like either they're going to get us caught and killed, or we're going to get them killed by bringing them to an even more dangerous place than they are right now. So let's try and help them on the... Well,
And additionally, if we give them directions, like, you know, like from our extraction, like, we barely passed.
Yeah.
I think we come back. If they're still here, we can try and help them on our way back. But I think bringing them deeper into enemy lines is not the smart move.
Yep.
All right. Rainy makes a mental note of where they are. Maybe you'll have a chance to get them back when you come back. The gods will remember this, and you move on. All right.
The gods will remember that we decided not to put them in situations that would definitely get them killed.
Yeah. Hey guys, we need some extra research assistance to help speed up the process. Want to come with?
All right, you have 4 gods looking at you, audience, from the last thing you know. So one of them might like it, one of them might not like it, one of them might not care.
I think most of the gods are going to be pretty neutral on this one, since on the audience mind, it's like he still wants to help them, but he doesn't want to put them in more danger at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, they're safer where they are than they are with
Yeah,
us.
it'd be one thing if they'd already been found by the enemies, and then we had a chance, but like they haven't been found yet. So.
Okay. So you're saying that if they had been found, you would try to help them?
There was a
We
higher
haven't
chance.
got to that yet.
There was a higher chance, definitely.
All right, let me add this to the list of things. All right. Now you have to cross a major street. So, of course, you can just rely on your stealth roll so far. You haven't done anything that breaks it, so I'm allowing you to keep it as is and just keep on walking through the street, hoping that no one sees you, even though now you'll be in open space for a few rounds, I'd say. Or you can try and find a different way through. I think you muted yourself.
I'm gonna try and pop a divine sense before we go, so I can try and figure out the best time to go when there aren't any like enemies potentially in the immediate area looking at us, or would help us.
Okay. See, it's
As we
60
cross the
feet.
street.
It's 60 feet range.
Yep, 60 feet. Yep. So I would know if at least there's anything within 60 feet before we try and cross.
Well, that means you'd probably know if the place where you want to go is safe. Because 60 feet wide streets are rare.
I would also know if there was like an active patrol coming right as we like try to go.
Yeah, within 2 rounds of walking. All right. That's the first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. Okay. Interesting. All right. With Remy's perception being put to the being added to this audience, letting your senses expand for a brief moment, I decided to roll their perception at disadvantage because you have Remy and you have you using abilities. If it had just been Remy, I probably would have been him against them, but since there's 2 of you, I did impose disadvantage on him. And that actually helps.
Yes.
Let's go.
Quite a lot. As you're there, Remy looks right, left, right, left again, just to be sure, and right. You see Remy.
You see, they tell you to look both ways when crossing the street, like, and they tell you to like look, you know, like the way that you first looked one more time. But Randy takes the extra step. Looks
Absolutely.
the other way again too.
no one actually needs to be careful about not being run over by a beholder, so extra precaution. These streets rules hasn't been made for beholders, so Remy is aware of that.
Although it would be a little bit funny though. There's just like this beholder, like, you know, like rolling down the street like a bowling ball.
See a slide just going, hey, kicking it.
He runs into a bunch of pins.
Right. So Remy,
Oh, right, set those up.
you first look at everything that's there. Look right, look left. You raise your hand, telling everyone to be ready. You look once more. Coast seems to be clear. And just as you're about to give the signal to go, audience grabs your hand and holds it in the air. He looks at you, just does this. And you see this grate for the sewer. Just boom, boom, boom. And you see a beholder going up from inside the sewer and just rising, looking nearly directly in your where you are, and move away. The first roll,
really going doki doki.
the first roll DC was 17. Because of the disadvantage, it fell to a 7. So that's when Remy looked both ways. The second one was a 19, but because of what you did, the roll was lowered to 12. The last one, if you haven't given them that re-roll for disadvantage, you would have had to beat 24. for the group not to be seen. But because you had that brilliant idea of using your sense, the reroll made it a 22. Rolled a 16.
And
And
if
they
the gods are
have
keeping
+6.
score, this would have been when the villagers were eaten.
Yes, that is true. This is what the villagers would have been eating.
All right. So Remy sort of has this moment of and looks at you, audience, with fond, admiring eyes, nearly sparkling. Actually, you think they might be sparkling. Stop doing minor illusions, Remy.
It's like how many anime girls have you come across in your lived experience? The answer is enough.
Well, yeah, no, it's one of the specialization of the gnomes. You know, since they use so many illusions, they create these little fantasy world, and they just keep. All right, so once again, just making it through the stealth roll, you manage to push through the large street right after the beholder passes. Remy looks around one last time and gives the signal, and you all make your way to the other side. I want to say nearly like I feel like it's probably something that looks a bit like the Breakfast Club. You know, just seeing the whole bunch of you running, dashing through the street, getting to the other side. Whew. You know, it feels like you've just avoided being detected at least 4 times because of Remy and audience. You hear
It's never too late to join the church.
Never.
All right. So, nothing happened to break the stealth that you've already rolled. I'm not imposing to re-roll again. Oh, wow. Interesting. All right.
No, boring.
What?
Boring. Not interesting. Nothing interesting happened.
No, but interesting for me. Interesting for me. So
Like two beholders both rolled natural ones, and the reason why is because they looked into each other's eye, and it's like and that's when the eyes touch. Da, 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 da,
hate
da, 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 da.
Hate.
So now we know who people with an eyeball fetish dreams about. I'm dreaming of a beholder. Oh, no matter where I look, eyes everywhere. Oh.
They only have eyes for each other.
Yeah. And now we know why beholder can mate, because their main eye actually cancel out magic. So when they're looking at each other, they have to look in each other's eyes, because otherwise they kill one another with the other eyes.
Eye contact is important, guys. Remember this.
Well,
Relax the throat and make eye contact. Wait.
well,
Sorry.
between beholders it is.
No
But
chance for a premature ejaculation.
oh.
Okay, what was the interesting thing that happened? We're
Yes,
still
yes,
good on our way to
absolutely.
our life.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. So, oh, I think we lost Remy. His face is turning red. So, start moving again through the streets, and ever vigilant, Remy guides you through the street quite easily this time. Turn right, turn left. You're pretty sure you know where you are. You've figured out all of the kind of sounds, and even you have this moment where you're just about to turn a corner and you tell everyone to just stop and step back, and you see this door being pushed apart from the inside. And you see this family of 3 being pulled by 2 illithid and another 3 slots waiting for them inside of the streets. They're trying to kick in, they're being taken out, kicking and screaming, but 3 slots and 2 illithid. Well, let's just say that the fight was risky with 4 slot and 1 illithid last time.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Remy, you warned everyone very early in advance, so no one saw you. The roll for this was 9, so you easily perceived it, and your stealth completely covered you.
Never see you coming.
You keep on moving through the streets. You start looking in the distance and you start seeing that huge building. Now, of course, it's not reassuring because you look at that building and it looks damaged in many ways. You're not sure if it was damaged during a bombardment during the night or if it was damaged because flying things entered it from upper floors. But it definitely looks like it took some damage. But you don't see the floor level yet. You're not there. Keep on moving through the streets. Feeling rather confident, Remy, because, yeah, you got this. You got every single sound. Looking around, good. And as a matter of fact, you just... that's just too easy. Just as you're about to turn, you tell everyone confidently to shh. And you see inside of a courtyard this group of 6 slod just apparently picking at something on the ground. It's not making any sound, so you're not sure if it's alive or not, or if it's just a piece of trash that they're having fun with. But they completely did not see you coming. Remy, you saw them a mile away because they rolled a natural 1. So they're not even trying to figure out where anyone can be. They're just having fun with this inert thing. Your perception
Just
tries
looking to have
to
a good
figure
old
out.
game of kick the can.
Yeah. Well, your perception tries to figure out what it is, looking a little bit down. And the only thing you're sure of is that it's not alive. Maybe it was someone, but now it's not alive. Maybe it's just a piece of trash. So, shouldn't have to worry about this. That's good.
It might have been a someone, but now it's a something.
Yeah. Almost there. You can see the building. Maybe 2 or 3 more streets. Move forward. You know from the tales of the bard that this place is going to be occupied by the enemy, so of course you become more vigilant. You look at the streets, one's one way, the other, look in front. You see this building, large building. It was probably very beautiful at one point, but now it looks damaged in many places. Second and third floor have been damaged. You're not sure if something got in from there or it was just bombardment. The main gate of this building has been completely torn off its hinges. So something is in there. You have that brief moment of instinct just going, that's too obvious. So turn around and Usually there are other places where people can get in or out. There, a big place like this, there's probably a place where people can sit and read that has trees, a little court or something like this. So you have that moment of instinct of, no, I'm not going to go there. We're going to go right there. Keep on walking. You're not exactly sure if it was a good idea or not, but you hear a large noise coming from over there where the gate was. So maybe it was a good idea. You see dead trees as you're arriving, so you're okay, this is probably where we need to go. And just as you're turning around, you have that moment of something creepy crawling up your spine. That little something's not right here.
It's just me.
Yeah, it's Tobiashi. He's licking your...
But little did you guys know that Raimi really pumped iron at the gym recently, and I picked up a couple levels in Barbarians, and now he has a danger sense.
And it reacts to Tobiashi. So your perception allows you to figure out there's something wrong right now with how this feels. And your attention suddenly goes to the roots of all of these trees over there. One feels wrong. Usually when the roots go inside of the earth, you see the ground just being, having a bulge. But this one just feels like it's sitting on top of the ground. And this is when you get the brilliant idea to look slightly up. And you have that, oh, yuck. I've heard about that. That's a beholder tree? I'd seen pictures, but... oh. Fortunately, you stopped everyone one step before the party was seen. As once again, I rolled a 16, which means the DC to not be seen was 22. And you realize the threat because of your perception. Okay. You take a wide arc around it. And you find yourself in front of this little door that goes inside. It feels like it was forced, but not ripped off of its hinges. Just feels like whatever was keeping it shut was damaged, so it's probably gonna open without any effort. And now would be the first time that you will need to do something which will break your stealth roll. As of now, you gotta enter this place. Either through a window, through that door, or you may want to find something else.
I say we just do the door. Seems here. We're gonna have to enter some way.
Wait, there's no way to check what's behind the door? What if there's just something standing there
I
and
mean,
we open it?
Well,
wasn't it forced?
Remy's perception allows him to know that there's nothing that's making sound on the other side. It could be something that's extremely well hidden, maybe using magic to hide itself, but short of that, Remy is pretty confident right now there's nothing on the other side of the door. That's as far as all the rolls you've made when you enter the city will take you.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's more dangerous out here than in there, right? Or at least going through. I think it's safer if we go through this door than if we keep looking for a place around the building. As we see, there might be like observers out. Sorry, not observers, but
more of those beholder trees.
More of the beholder trees out here, or something.
All right, let's go in.
We also need to go in anyway, so we might as well go through this door.
Yeah.
Can I test the hinges before we open this door?
He oils them.
Go ahead.
Brings out WD-40.
I'm assuming investigation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, that would work.
That will be a soft 20.
Okay. Take a moment, evaluate the door, just has this little micro movement, just pushing it slightly, just trying to hear, is it gonna squeak like when we open it? Just push it. Okay, so it feels like it's not giving a lot of resistance, and you're not hearing a whole lot of sound coming from the door. So, okay, it might at one point have been a well-kept door. Now it's a damaged, well-kept door.
The difference, of course, is that one is well kept and the other is not.
All right. Do you push it?
Maybe we'll start like pushing it with more confidence.
Okay. I remember seeing this somewhere. Oh, maybe it was this. Okay. So. Push it forward. Alright. Do this delicately. Maybe do a sleight of hand.
So, yeah, it'll be better to not have this door suddenly slam in the middle of an abandoned library with probably have sound echoing all over the place. Let's see. Yeah, with that'll be a 27.
Okay. You gently push the door so it opens. You hear that little squeak at one point. You take a moment looking at the door. You take your hand to the side and you pull it up slightly so to remove a little bit of pressure off the hinges, and you push again, and okay, the sound is much weaker. Just a little. Okay. The door is open and you find yourself in a massive library. You all step in. There are rows after rows after rows of books. You know there are at least 3 floors from the ground floor. But you just look to your side and realize that there's a large plan of the place. You know, it's written "You are here." And you realize
good. It's
yeah.
we're glad that even like 1500 years ago, it's like they had the good sense to have
Well, they sort of figured that anyone inside the library would know how to read, so that makes sense.
Dang it!
Dang it. We had to read?
This is a requirement.
Well, audience would know how to read. He wouldn't be a good reader, you know.
No, I know. Audience can read.
So basically, if Fisher wants to humiliate audience just slightly, give him a holy text that he's never seen before and tell him to read this in front of everyone. He's gonna stumble on words.
He just makes some shit up. That's what it was.
And then while he's reading it, you have to like when he starts stuttering, you have to be like, "This is how you say it," and like say it for him.
So you realize with the plan right next to you that there are also 2 floors underground. So you have 5 floors of
And I take
rows
the
and
plan.
rows and rows of books.
Well-
Is the plan like takeable? Can I like grab it?
Well,
Off the wall?
it's inside of a glass case, so you could, but you gotta open this.
I mean, can we just look at that? I mean, I feel like codes is like gonna be probably like teleporter codes is gonna be a general section. It'll probably tell us where it is.
Well, the map of the library will not tell you exactly where anything can be. It'll give you a floor plan, areas where people would be able to sit, the large general sections. But one thing that is probably very interesting on the plans is where you would normally go to research and cross reference what you want to know. So this large section where it's only small cards that allows you to say, okay, I'm looking for this and this. Old school library.
Does this library not have an itinerary on it? A box of like where to find certain sections somewhere, like a master book?
Well, that's what I mean. There are some large, very broad elements. So you know that for example, on the first floor, near the entrance, would be where the history of Bahanor is. So, but here's the thing: is what's included in the history of Bahanor? Are they including only the city itself? Are they also including the monarchs? Are they also including events which created the city? So it's very very broad subjects that are written on the map.
Very broad subjects. Okay. What sections look probably the most likely that they would hold that we can like start at? The two thing audience, I mean, I'll just say audience is obviously main priority is the codes, and then secondary priority is to find out anything he can on potentially the birth of, or like the time regarding around the birth of the princess and the white dragon, and whether there could be any book that could clearly more state what had happened and who potentially was more the feather.
All right. So obviously, what I just said, the history of Bahanor could be interesting. It's the section that is the closest to the outside, to the front door. Where exactly, you're not sure. It's nearly a quarter of the first floor in size. So there is the history of Bahanor. There is also a section on the second floor that talks about historical events. Things like wars and campaigns and things of greater importance, not to the city, to a question of accomplishments. Why would it be relevant? Because the monarch, father of Kalina, would have earned a favor from a dragon to either get a guard which has a blind faith, a blind obedience, or a daughter. So, okay, there could be something there. might not be something that is from the city. It might be something from outside the city.
That feels better than the history, at least. I feel like the history is going to be too broad for that question.
Okay.
Or something that private information, I don't feel like that section would have it.
On the third floor, eastern wing, you see something about genealogy of all the nobility of Bahanor.
That would also be interesting.
As for the gate, well, there are two sections which you feel might be interesting. On the lower first floor, there is a section on architecture. And building a gate can definitely, an arcane gate, can definitely be part of the architecture of a room. So there is a possibility there. But as you would expect, also while looking at this plan, Fisher looking at it also, Remy looking at it also, and Tobiashi just seeing audience, Remy and Fisher looking at the plan at the same time and probably going at the same time. Of course. The very last floor has a section dedicated to magic.
All right, let's go.
It's the entire floor, however, that is dedicated to magic.
Damn.
I'm going to be real. I would like to go up first, because I feel like if we need to make a quick exit, I'd rather have explored the top floors first than to... I don't know.
What do you mean?
I just have a feeling that if they're going to be enemies, my adventure senses are tingling that they'd be more likely to be on the lower floors.
All right, let me check the blob in the jar. What's he looking like?
Actually, the blob in the jar would be great for this situation. As we go up the floors, it might let us know more and more danger that we're in.
Okay. So you take out the blob in a jar, look at it for a moment. It's not a violent wiggle, but it's definitely moving more than the baseline wiggle. So how you would interpret... Why am I having so much trouble talking tonight? Your interpretation of this would be, you're sure that there are currently aberrant creatures inside of the library. Just looking at this, you're sure that there are. They're here and they're moving about. Judging from the fact that it's not a violent wiggle, you'd say, all right, currently, right now, inside the library, the blob is not detecting anything that you can't handle. But the blob can't predict outgoing messages. So...
Yeah. So we should stay stealthy.
So currently, you know that inside of the library there are problems. There are aberrant creatures. But inside of the entire library, there's nothing you can't handle should you have to take all of its inhabitants at once.
Okay.
I would based on the floor plan given out, mostly because of the nature of a given piece of information, and this being a potential library of some importance. Rainbow would actually like to observe it to see if there are any spots that might indicate an intentional what's what I'm looking for? An intentional omission.
Okay. Okay. I see where you're going with this. That would be an investigation roll. Just really looking at the plan, looking at this the best way you can see it, memorizing the plan.
I'll actually even use my lantern for this because
Okay.
it might save us some time on a particular mission. That will be a 26.
26. All right.
Noise.
So you're looking at this floor plan, 5 floor, and it's a pretty good rule. So you're looking at this, and there are a few areas that pops out, especially because of the way that this is designed. They seem to have maximized the area so that there is as much room possible to store books. You see these small pockets at different places where, on this floor, there's nothing. But on the floor above, there seemed to be enough room there to be a small room. Enough room to be a small enclosure. And judging from how it was, you're probably seeing that, okay, there probably used to be a stair there. They removed the stair, but they don't seem to have removed the room above it, where the stair would have landed. Which means there's probably a hidden door leading to a closet-sized room. Here. You maybe find 7 or 8 of these small places. Now, what's interesting in this is, if this used to be a stairwell, the floor has also been remade. But since no one's supposed to walk there, it may be not too hard to bust through this floor, either going up or going down.
I guess Raimi, looking at the floor plan, pulling out his quill and encircling those areas on the floor plan.
All right.
So we're going up first. You're muted.
I'd like to.
All right.
All right, I'll keep the blob in the jar out. Let's start heading up.
All right.
All right.
Oh wait, before we go up, sorry, I wanted to look at the map and see if there's anything about dragons on there.
God damn it, Toby.
Hey, he's just wanted to know more about you.
God, I'm interested in dragons. Why? I thought you would like this. What? God.
We're under a lot of pressure right now to find them. Kidding.
Whoa. You said the same thing. I just want to see. It might help us on our quest.
Well, you notice on the second floor that there is a section dedicated to monstrous creatures. So maybe there's something in there.
Okay. So
it actually might, to be fair.
When we go, so we're going to go to the top floor and then go down and we'll eventually get to the second floor, right? Or is the second floor down?
We're on the first floor right now, so we'd begin to the second floor next.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
I will say we probably shouldn't split up, though.
Yeah, let's split up, guys. We'll find out information faster.
Every single one of us should go to a different floor and see what happens.
Oh, I was thinking 2 on 2. I think 2 on 2 would be the best plan.
No. There are 4 floors. Each one of you take 1 floor, and you all go to the last floor at the bottom together.
Yeah.
What can happen?
Actually, Remy goes to the bottom floor. He's the quietest.
How does our blob feel about this plan? Does it start shaking more
Yeah, when you start
vigorously or
talking,
less
it's
vigorously?
It starts hyperventilating.
You see the blob just looking at you and going, "Bye," and it banish itself. All right.
I think it likes it.
Good idea. By the way, I am rolling another stealth roll while I go about this library.
Okay.
I'm not stealthing.
All right.
Is Pass Without a Trace still going or no?
I don't
You've
know.
been walking for a while. I'm getting in there. I'd say that if it's still active, it only has a few minutes left. So,
Well, audience is not going to be stealthy because even with advantage, I somehow rolled 2 natural ones.
damn, audience is excited.
So audience you pretty much give on audience being stealthy.
All right, I'll roll a stealth. Just let me pick my
Wait,
dice.
actually, I should roll for Magna because maybe I could switch with Fisher on Magna. If he can beat a 4, Fisher, you got to beat a 4.
I got a 7. It's better than a 4.
Well, to be
It's okay,
fair,
Magna. It's okay. Magna only rolled a 12.
Magna is a large creature. She's not going to be very agile in there, so maybe she can
No.
carry both of you.
All right, so I think we're just giving up on stealth for this library.
So okay,
One rule of
27
library.
for my stealth roll. So
All
I'm gonna
right,
stealth
Toby can be stealthy.
18 plus 8.
All right. Remy, what's your stealth roll?
Let's see. I think based on these rolls, like, is the actual intention for people to, like, I know there was a bit of some sarcasm involved, but I actually need to know if we're planning on doing any amount of splitting or.
I don't think we're splitting.
No.
Which means that there really is no point because audience starts to go down to be stealthy, immediately does something really loud and gives up on it immediately.
No, it's sort of, you just came from the outside. Audience is there, was looking at the map, using a small thing to have a light on it. And, all right, I think we know where we should go. He turns around and BAM! Slam into a wall.
You know what? Actually, with 2 nat 1s, I think audience would do this. Toby, you wanted the map, right?
Yeah.
Audience just punches the glass. Just shatters it.
As I'm stealthing, I grab the map. I start to walk away slowly, just staying a distance away from everyone. I'm like, I think I'm gonna trail.
I'm pretty sure with 2 nat 1s, that would be audience response.
Then he turns around and
He was
slams into a wall.
He was like, "All right, I'm
One,
gonna be
one.
stealthy."
It's like, I'm gonna be stealthy, but I also want this map. Punches it.
You know what? This might be one of those situations where if the party has given up on stealth anyway, Raimi won't have to give up on stealth. And then if anything, all the creatures that are here will probably gravitate toward the party.
Well,
So
yeah, with the sound of shattered glass, probably. If there's something in range.
Raimi might be doing some alternate party antics here. Raimi's going to hope that you guys are still alive when he comes to find you later.
Okay, fair enough.
Raimi is going to look at all of you. He's going to point to himself, and he's going to put up a talon up to his beak and go, "Shh." And slowly his appearance begins to shimmer into nothingness as he casts invisibility on himself.
Honestly, Toby, if you want to split off from us too, you might as well at this point, because me and Fisher might just hold down the loud crowd.
All right. Yeah, I start to distance myself. So we are splitting up now.
I think now it might be the best with me and Fisher rolling a 4 and a 7 on our stealth roll.
You know, Fisher comes down of Tarragon because, you know, he wants to give audience the room, and he just jumps down and didn't see that little table on the floor and just swash.
Fuck.
Okay.
Well,
I
hopefully
was-
they'll just think it's the other monsters that were messing around down in the library.
Okay. I was about to say I made 2 rolls in the event that you needed to make separate things for seeing a creature and hearing a creature. But I rolled the same number anyway. So Ramie's stealth is a 30.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Toby and Remy with their 27 and 30 are probably good. and then
Good job, guys.
we're gonna be off doing our thing.
Right. So, I think I'll give you until the end of the break to figure out who goes where.
I like how it's like, oh no, we're not going to split up. As soon as everyone fails their stealth, they're like, all right, we're leaving
Hey,
you.
plans change.
Yeah.
No plans
Remy and
drive
Toby
contact
just looked
with
at
the
us and
enemy.
were like,
The enemy
yeah.
being the dice.
I saw you punch the glass and hand it to me. I was like,
I don't want to be around this guy.
I don't think he got the library. Shh.
Yeah, there's one rule.
You didn't want the map, Toby?
No, I was like, yeah, I did. And then I just disappear.
All right.
Magnus just knocking books off their shelves with their it's like
Yeah, she's really large, so books just falling off. You hear, as you're Tobiashi and Remy, you're just distancing yourself slightly. You hear these book falling. You hear Magna just going, because she just got a book on her foot. And...
Got a paper cut.
Hopefully whatever's in the library just think that it's some angry slaw and just decide to just do a little ransacking of the first floor, because that's basically what it sounds like.
Yeah, it absolutely sounds like someone that broke through a window and then starting to stumble its way in.
Honestly, it probably doesn't sound like adventurers trying to... It's so bad it doesn't sound like adventurers trying to sneak in, because they're like, no one trying to sneak in would make that much noise.
All right, on that pleasant thought, I'm going to leave you with marsh sound. That's going to help you relax a little bit, and we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Alright.
Bye.
See you guys in 15.
Hello, we're back. Look, 2 people got eaten while we were away.
Yep.
Well, actually, one of them got eaten. Tobiashi is the one that did the eating, and now he's on the run.
Well, judging from audience's size, now we have Tobiashi's on the run.
Unfortunately, they're more draconic Tobiashis, so make with that what you will.
Yeah. Louder. Convinced of the dragon's supremacy.
Although I guess Tobiashi could have fun with the lightning breath weapon, though.
2 lightning strikes.
They say lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, but that's why you get 2 Tobiashis to fire at the same location.
All right. So, well, hopefully our adventurers will be back very soon. Yeah, I really hate that thing.
Also, I'm realizing I really shouldn't have switched to Terranad. That was a dumb idea. So I was like, we're going to be looking at magic stuff. I'm going to switch him to help me out with Arcana checks. Now in the library, I'm like, we're in a library. We're looking for stuff. That's investigation checks, which is what it was on. and I moved it off of.
Oopsie doodle.
It's
Arcana, no, to be fair, Arcana would have been great to help the wizard.
yeah, it would have been great yesterday. Yeah.
On the bright side, if you happen to find the magic circles, you're definitely going to know where they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently there's going to be an attempt at the end of this day to send people inside of Audience's realm. So maybe with Arcana, you could actually help the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
See, I knew you were thinking in advance.
Yeah. No, I'm smart.
All right.
Like we thought that you were 2 steps ahead, but really you were 4.
No, actually, we thought you were 1 step behind, but what we didn't realize is that you were a full turn ahead.
This is 4D chess.
No, it's 5D chess. You're the Time Knights. It's 5D chess. Did you see 5D chess on Steam? It's actually a chess where you can send chess piece back into the past.
Yeah, I've seen actual so they have 5D chess in the real world, but it's the chessboard, but it's 5 different layers of the chessboard,
okay.
and you have to play on it.
Well, that's 3D chess. When I say 5D chess, I mean on Steam you can buy a chess game where you can, just like in Terminator, send 1 chess piece back into time to help you manage things. The thing is, the moment you send the chess piece back in time, you create an alternate reality. And now you got to defend yourself on 2 realities. Apparently, the moral of the story of this game is don't play with time, because it just becomes more confusing and you usually end up losing anyway. The creator of this 5D chess actually said this.
I mean, that's kind of what happens after you've played a solved game for centuries. You just find new ways to play it.
No, it's actually kind of weird, because the way that it works is that a chess piece can move, but you can do part of its movement to another reality. So, for example, the knight would move up and 1 to the side, so it could go up and then one into the past and just going. Apparently, there was this move called the Jurassic move. There was the entire game playing on a single board, and near the end of the game, the player decided to send 1 chess piece back to the beginning of the game. And it took so long for the computer to go back to the beginning. They called it the Jurassic move.
Hey,
All right.
you're off.
So thank you to 5D chess game. We are back with a full party.
By the way, non-spawn.
No, it's not sponsored. I wish someone would sponsor me, but now you made me sad.
Yeah, D&D Beyond, we're looking for a sponsor. Sponsor us now. This
Right
isn't an
now,
option anymore.
write something in chat. Tell us you want to sponsor us right now.
If you want us to, in fact, go ahead and just send us all the PHB early access, and we'll
do it. We'll play it.
We'll do a review for you.
We'll make a
spotlight.
one shot, and we're just gonna play with it, and It's gonna be a live
I've been thinking of a
review.
new character. Anyways, I need to be able to play it. It has a really good backstory. I've been working on it.
Ah.
Are they a restaurant owner with a wife and a couple of annoying kids?
No, he is actually a so long ago. No, I'm kidding.
All right. So we're back into a library with a bunch of deadly monsters looking after, trying to find you. Remy decided to go do his own thing. Kobayashi decided to lay an ambush for when Audience and Fisher are going to be attacked. So now the big...
Oh, also,
yes?
oh no, I think Remy already disappeared. I was gonna put a piece of silk on him, but
Well, it's too late to play touch football, so...
yeah.
Actually, thinking about it, since stealth has really gone the way of the dodo, it's like before Raimi actually does go off, he is going to put an acorn in Audience's hand.
And then the audience
Oh,
eats
fair.
it. And
Fair enough. I guess. Well, I guess if we should summon him, we should summon him now. Before we
Yeah.
get into Alright, I'll go get the dirt from my storage space.
let's roll.
Oh no! That goes stealth all the way out the window.
I mean, don't get me wrong,
Explodes
Tyranne
library.
would be a great ally, but also a great nuisance.
Yeah.
He could only stay on the floor that we summoned him at.
It would turn into instead of a kind of stealth research mission, it would turn into how long can Tyranne hold off the advancing army while we try and grab as many books as possible, then make our escape while they're all focused on him.
We get back, they're like, what the fuck happened out there?
What do you mean?
We saw a giant tree?
we brought the pain. No, I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, you did not roll high. I did not roll high enough for Tyranne to appear. So.
Oh, darn.
Dang it, man.
Dang it! We're just gonna have our tree friend
Yeah.
who has restoration spells that can save us.
All right. Oh no.
And healing.
Yeah, and healing. All right. So what? Okay, on condition afflicting it. So he can cure blind, deaf, paralyzed, and poison with lesser restoration. All right. So, you summon him, plant the seed. You have a brief moment of... Oh, well, okay. Hoping, but also maybe not. Okay. But you see the growth slowly coming to a halt at 5 feet. It's... Well, that's going to be interesting. He hasn't been watered.
So is he just like an anorexic tree? Is he like...
No, he's old version.
Did you not water him when you planted him? You're muted.
Remy forgot to
Muted.
give you his watering can.
Water them with your mug.
Audience has water, I assume.
It's not. That's not the point.
Uh-huh.
It's a special water.
Oh, right.
Okay. Hold on.
Hey, I do have a
Could we
question.
could we argue that there is still enough water from previous waterings that can apply here?
You mean you want to argue that you left your watering can inside of audience's dimensional space? Is that what you were gonna say?
Like, I mean, like, he has no reason necessarily to bring it with him everywhere if the soil that they've been working with the past few days.
No, it's inside of audience's space. So yeah. So you left all of your gardening tool on on the table inside of the gardening space, inside of the dimensional space. Yeah.
Because we haven't even had, like, I forget, we haven't even had a proper long rest where.
Yes, you did.
Because I think that
We had
soil is still
one
the same
last night.
soil that we had from before.
Well, you opened the dimensional storage since you got back from that realm, so life would have been brought back to it.
Life would have been.
Fisher, do you still have the orb on you? The one we were gonna put how do I forget his name? Is it Terranad? In?
What?
The orb that I
That's a
gave you?
side project that we're
The
not even
picture.
close to having that.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I know,
Oh,
but I
yes.
gave it to him. So he should probably have it. Hopefully.
What?
He's referring to, like, the drone camera thing.
Yeah.
The one that could take pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't our orbs just take pictures?
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, but the idea is that, like, giving Terranad the ability to.
Move about.
Well,
Fly
yeah, I was just
around.
saying, just in case we need
Yeah.
to take pictures of books, we could take pictures of the
I think
information.
we're just gonna pick up books.
Our
If we
orbs
need.
can technically, I think, take pictures.
Okay.
Or they can. We know they can record videos. So
You've
Yeah.
never used them at all since the beginning of the campaign to do this. It's the first time that you think about it, but yes, you've always had that ability.
What do you mean? I've uploaded a lot to GnomeTube. I've taken pictures.
Yeah, but it's the first time that you actually think about it inside of a challenge. You've only used
Oh,
it so
you mean
far.
not in terms of GnomeTube?
You've only used it so far to humiliate one another.
You mean we could actually use it for? Well, I was gonna say a useful reason, but humiliating each other is a useful reason.
So yes, if that's what you want to know, you've always had that ability. You just never used it.
Yes, we could take pictures of the books.
So you don't have to remember them all the time.
We could have also technically taken a picture of the map instead of audience breaking the glass and handing it.
Yeah.
That's good to have a physical copy, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, you audience, you sort of have that moment of, oh, yeah, we could have taken the picture, but I've heard that the main eye of a beholder is like an anti-magic zone, so if we needed to consult the map while a beholder was looking at us, it wouldn't work. That's why I did that.
Yeah. Exactly. Top tier thinking here.
All right, let's
Oh,
go to the
deception.
second level, guys. Second level.
Second level. Okay, here we go. Check the orb. Check the blob when we get to the second.
Yeah, I'll
one.
be checking it.
All right.
Actually, I don't know where you are. Well, I
No.
thought you left.
Yeah, I'm trailing behind you guys, but you guys don't know it.
I'm just talking to Oranak now, being like, "Hey, we're trying to do things kind of quiet, but
Yeah, because you arrive and
We're
as
not
always doing.
gonna.
Ah! Wow, that feels like I'm in a graveyard.
no, but you are 10,000 years in the, or not 10,000.
Well,
You're,
I guess because the
You're in the
library
past.
is kind of as second closest you can get to a tree graveyard.
Also, we are trying to be stealthy, or we're trying to be kind of quiet right now while we do research, so let's not make unnecessary noise until we have to, because we know that there are at least enemies in this library.
Right, okay. Just one question. Is it normal that I feel like there is a second reality trying to push itself into my mind?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We're technically in a dream world. Actually, summoning you is interesting. Because, I have a lot of questions, actually, summoning you, but, like...
Audience, as amazing as it is for you to finally have, like, a curiosity about, like, the magical workings of the world and stuff around us, we have other things to be doing.
You know what? You're right. I'll worry about the fact that we're technically summoning our friend from an alternate plane into a dream another time.
Right. So you're saying we're in the past?
We're in a dream of the... We actually really don't know what we're in. We think we're pretty sure we're in the past, but it's also kind of weird. So we're gonna just go with that and do our research.
Okay,
I'll tell him what we're looking for in the books. I'll tell him what we're kind of trying to find.
Also, we're pretty sure there's aberration monsters in the library somewhere.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is during the Aberration War. I don't know if you've heard about that.
No. What happened during that war?
A lot of
Bad
people died.
things. Bad things.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably some trees were hurt too. You might care more about that.
Trees are getting hurt all the time because of humans, so yeah, no, that's not...
Yeah, but are they
Honestly,
being
probably
turned?
less than they will. I don't know how much in...
Are they
Hey,
being
not
turned
only
into
humans.
Are they
Let's-
being turned into beholder trees though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an
Saw
interesting
some of those.
question. I've heard about
By the way,
that.
we're saying all this as we walk up to the next
Yeah.
one. We're not.
Also, probably not very quietly.
I'm just role playing our stealth rolls right now.
No, and actually, Sam, remind me to talk to you about something when we get out of this, because I have a weird way of justifying why you're starting to think about new odd things right now.
Okay.
As I'm sneaking behind them, I hear him yap, and I'm like, oh god, it's gonna go so well.
We're just yapping away.
And yap you lords over here.
Alright, so what exactly are we looking for inside of Tree Corpse?
Well, we're specifically on these floors. I mean, I guess if you find codes, so we're looking for the codes of the portals. But on these floors, I think we're more specifically looking for information about the birth of the queen and the dragon, if we can find anything on which one is more likely a magic feather gifted by a dragon than the other one.
He looks at you, Fisher. Is he alright? I'm not sure if it he says will actually make sense.
He's got it right. He's kind of explained it maybe not great for someone who has no context.
Okay, so
But-
it's a question of context. Okay, good.
Is it the feather thing that's messing you up?
No, there's a queen that I don't know about. There's a war that I don't know about. There's aberration trees that I don't know about. There's a dream that I don't know about. And then there's a feather that I don't know what that's about.
I just start filling him in on stuff as we look around.
All right, so you make your way all the way to the second floor. Now, let's see. We've got people inside. Now... How do I... That's an interesting question. Now we've got creatures trying to track the group. What role? I know it's supposed to be nature survival role. But what's the DC? How do I calculate that DC based on the players?
Good question.
Okay. At least I know what their bonus is.
I guess perhaps.
Well, let's go with a counter survival roll. You know, the group is moving. He's trying not to stay ahead of something tracking them, and the other group is tracking them. So let's go with a counter survival roll. So I guess since audience and Fisher are the one making noise, and well now Ogunak also.
To make survival checks?
Well, whomever has the best survival.
Ornak.
It might be me. I
have
have
a
a
good one.
+4.
Oh, nice.
I have a +8. No, +4.
Yeah, but I
Looking
assume
at
they're not
stealth.
tracking you because you're actually being silent.
True, huh?
I assume they're tracking the people yapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. True.
So I could roll it. I could roll it for the yapping group.
You're like, why do I hear yapping down the hall?
Right, so he doesn't have proficiency on survival, which means he has a +3. So, audience, you say you have a +4 for survival?
+4.
All right, so
Yes.
Ogonak is going to assist you. So you can roll with
So-
advantage.
Okay. Well, I did just roll 2 nat 1s, so I'm due for that's 3 nat 1s in a row. Let's hope it's not 4. Oh boy. That's 1 1 1 3. So that's a 7 on
what did you say?
survival.
Bruh, what is going on?
D&D Beyond has decided that it does not want us making
it's
this
my
it
cat.
out of this situation without some combat. It did not like those stealth rolls.
It didn't like our previous comment, so it said, yeah, you want to shit on our next edition? Ugh.
D&D Beyond has decided that we will fight.
Wait, what did we shit on the edition?
We made fun of some of the things that they are pushing in.
was a
D&D
Draken
Beyond
comment.
heard you guys. It is now taking its vengeance on
I
me.
must have missed this.
Oh,
It was like at the beginning.
okay, so I guess you weren't aware that you were actually helping us make fun of... I thought you were aware. Okay.
I wasn't aware until
I have
heard.
zero idea what you guys could even possibly be making fun of. So.
Okay. All right. Well, keep
haven't read
saying
the
this, so D&D Beyond might actually give you good rolls.
Come back to me. Just anything above a 3, please.
All right. So with this audience, you have that moment where you say, "Oh yeah, they're probably tracking us." So Ogonak says, "That's a good point. Shh." That's all the help you get. That's why.
Audience looks back at the trail of books his cat's been knocking off, leading directly to where they are.
It's in heat, so it's just me. I was like,
I'm just like, they're probably fine. They won't follow the trail of books.
You see Ogonak take one book on the ground and putting it back, and I just saw it fall. We're gonna be good now.
So we keep going.
I'm just like, oh god. Start secretly stacking the books back on the shelf.
You see,
While I'm behind them,
you see,
I'm
how,
just like-
you see how when I grab a book while you're moving. It's so confusing. Is it a dream of a past cousin, or is it actually a real cousin that's been transformed into a book?
Don't think about it too hard.
Okay, he puts the bag. He puts the book down on the floor.
The only important thing is if you die in the dream, you die in real life.
Oh yeah, I've
Did we
heard
ever
about
figure?
that.
Did we ever figure out if that was true? Do we
No,
know
but
if
it's a
that's
good
true?
assumption to stay with.
So
I think.
your characters do not know this, but I told you as a DM to the players. So long as you make it out alive, even if you're unconscious, you'll transfer back.
Yeah.
So even if you're doing death save when the dream ends, it's okay.
But not if we're dead.
Now that you have the possibility to revive people because of Arunak, I'd go with only if you're dead, you know. Beholder disintegration dead? Now that's dead.
If we're disintegrated, we're not coming back, guys.
Luckily, I already have my new player ready, so let's see how this goes.
It's fine.
Alright.
Basically, then we just go to the remaining Tobiashi.
Toby
Yeah.
keeps
Yeah, I
checking.
just go
Toby
back to
keeps
Tobiashi.
checking. Toby keeps checking the blob as he follows us. It keeps increasing in its shaking ability as we continue to yap.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because the tracking that I got compared to the tracking that the counter tracking that you got, let's go with Remy. So, Remy.
Remy, I feel like we're gonna be in combat soon. I hope you find something good.
So just saying, Remy, maybe you don't need to be there next episode.
Just sigh.
I'm not sure how I'm gonna roleplay this because you only get one round every time they get a round. So do I give them one round and then I give you 10 minutes and then give them a round and
Sounds good for me.
Yeah, just like right, it's like in Baldur's Gate because we're in turn-based mode, but he's not, so he can. Just...
Exactly. And he only enters turn-based mode when he gets within range of the combat.
he's not gonna be on the right floor, so jeez, that's gonna be interesting. Alright, so what floor are you going on and where are you looking? What are you looking for exactly?
So, well, on the
So the first floor was general history. The second floor had something on the monarchs. No, that was the third floor. The second floor is achievement for the realm itself. So things that go outside of Baranor. So it could be large campaigns and things like this, which would be relevant to the monarch doing something for a dragon.
Yeah, I would say that Remy would find an alternative way for himself to get to the second floor.
All right. Gonna have you do an investigation roll. Just you remember the map and you try and figure out, okay, I can go there, here. Let's see how efficient you are.
Wait. Oh, wait. Actually, how tall are these floors again?
They're library floor, so I want to say at least 10 feet high.
The Then you know what? Fuck it. Maybe we'll just like Spider-Man to the second floor.
Hey, that's my thing. What are you doing?
So you move to the central area where it's a wide open space, and you just look at it and, well, time to test it.
Living on the edge, fighting crime, spitting webs.
I like the original one better. But that's probably because I'm closer to it. So
Spider-Man. Sorry.
I mean, I've grown up with a few different Spider-Man themes. So. Anyway,
well, the first one I've ever heard was the one from the original cartoon. So you're right.
but
You
yes,
just woke up,
Raina will
Tobiashi. Are
use
you
some
okay?
silk.
We're having a nightmare. It's okay.
I got hot stuff in my eyeball.
Oh no, not again. Don't send me another picture. I really hate the one that you sent us on Discord. Alright, so, well, that's, okay. That's an easy way to get to the second floor. With your stealth roll, you really feel like just a little spider just going... Except it's a bird. It's a spider bird. Interesting image.
Note to self: spider bird.
It has a bunch of wings
Next
instead of a bunch of arms.
encounter.
Tobiashi, you heard that? Stay focused.
Anyway, since Rami has gotten to the second floor, he's going to make his way to one of the, I guess by that point, the closest omitted sections.
Okay.
Because basically he's banking on, if something was so important to know, but also important for not everybody to know, it's probably going to be in a place where nobody can access it unless they know where it is.
Okay. So I imagine what you do is you go near the place where you feel like you'd find the information you need, and once in there, you try and find a hidden compartment. Something like this.
It's like, essentially, that's the reason why he was looking for omitted spots, like, you know, like in the library.
Okay.
Just like this seems to be about the right section. Was there, was there a closed off / forgotten room in this area?
Actually, yes, there is one. All right. So, you skillfully make your way to that little part. Of course, as you would expect when you get there, there's a bookshelf in front of you. You know it's probably behind. How do you want to tackle that problem?
First, he's going to see if they played the fun game of pull the correct book and see if the bookcase opens up.
Okay.
Always fun to play that game.
You see Remy just looking left, looking right. You got that little brief moment where you feel like there would be another Kenku who would be very angry at you right now for doing this inside of a library.
Well, thankfully, it's not his library,
Yeah.
so
you won't get hunted by leather balls.
which will eventually have upgraded to stone balls, which will upgrade to
Metal, and then fireballs. No, I mean. All right. So first you check to see if there is actually a book that helps you do this.
well, at least with an investigation, and I'm assuming that my lantern was still on for this.
Yeah. I think you opened it when you entered, and you took the easy way to the second floor. So yeah.
All right, which case that'll be a 27.
Okay. So you pulled books one after the other as fast as you can. Just make sure that not to drop one on the floor because, you don't want to do an audience of yourself. Trying to figure out how do I open this. Maybe there's a hidden compartment. Pulling books. You see some books which are way out of your reach, and you have that moment of, I hope it's not there. But they sometimes have gnomes in libraries, so hopefully the gnome did not want to use a ladder every time he wanted to go into that compartment. Pull books. After a while, there's that nervous reaction of, every time you pull a book, you want it to be the right book, but also you're afraid that by doing so, it's gonna trigger a mechanism which might resonate through part of the library. So there's always this duality with every book you pull. Is it gonna? I want it, but I don't want it. Okay, it's not. Oh, damn, it's not.
I mean, in fairness, if Raimi can pull aggro for a moment, Raimi can at least get away.
So you go through the books rapidly. And, well, you have part of an answer. At one point, one of the books, really, really close to the bottom, right on the side of the shelf, you pull it, and you do hear it. Nice! That's the first time it happens. The bookshelf isn't moving. Guess I just unlocked it. That's all.
I mean, in which case, if he does that, if he kind of starts doing a little wiggling of the bookshelf itself, does it start to move in any way? If the implication is that it unlocked something.
Yeah. So the latch holding it in place was moved. So first you go, push it to the side. No, that's not gonna work. Push it to the other side. No, that's not gonna work. Try to push it up. No, that's not gonna work either.
Then question mark down?
You sort of have that moment of exactly. Really? You grab one shelf and you pull it down. No one seems to be coming.
You guys hear that? No, I'm kidding. It's up here.
right. Only, and now that something has gone down, you sort of realize why the bookshelf didn't move up or sideways. It's just a smaller door inside and open. So basically, when you're pushing up, you are pushing against a real section of this bookshelf. And when you're pushing to the sides, you were also pushing on a much thinner, but still a real part of the bookshelf. Oh, of course. Why does it make sense? I don't know. It's a dream. So you got...
Everything makes more sense in hindsight.
You got the space of maybe 4 bookshelves. So, okay, I have a bookshelf right next to me. So, 1, 2, 3. Right, about 4 foot of space to enter. So you have to just... And you have that moment of course, that's probably it's probably a halfling or a gnome, you know. That made this place.
Good thing that Raimi's doing this and not audience or Fisher.
It would have pulled the wall apart. All right, so you get inside. One thing. I've been having problems with my throat for 3 weeks now. All right. Okay. Hopefully it's going to be good enough to finish tonight's episode. All right, so you move inside, and first thing you realize that, oh yeah, someone definitely forgot this place. It's so dusty. There's cobwebs everywhere. There's only maybe 8 books around you. There's definitely room for a lot more. But in this one, there's only 8 books. They look old, dusty, haven't been moved in... Well, you sort of used to seeing things in libraries because of where you worked when you were born. So you'd say at least 10 years.
I mean, considering the last time we were there is 15 years ago, you know, maybe, just maybe, that might have had something to do with it.
Maybe they decided to withdraw a few books after you left. So the question is, these books, why have they been left there? So the question is, do you take the books? Do you start reading the books? Do you close the door and do a jiggle? I don't know.
He would at least, at the very least, he'd like to see like what their general contents are, as in like what they seem to be about. Because even though they are in a particular section in the area around it, they could be about something completely different.
All right, so the book seems to be talking about a variety of things, and not just what's supposed to be in the immediate surrounding. You get a feeling with this that either they didn't plan where they were going to put those books, or some of these books have actually been here for a very long time, long enough for someone to have decided to redo the orders of books inside of the library, and completely forgot about them when while they were doing this. So there's a weird variety of subjects. One of them talks about magical object found in an expedition in the northern reaches of the world. It's a very old book. You'd say the book is at least 100 years old. Two books seems to be talking about a study on a weird plant that has started growing in a neighboring island chain. Very intriguing properties. It takes you a few minutes before you realize, oh yeah, I'm 1,000 years in the past. We know that plant. Today we know that plant. It's actually very useful for a variety of potions. So, apparently now you know when they discovered the latest version of haste potions. You know, before they used some sort of nut coming from a tree, and now they found this new plant. It mixes so well with different new regions. Okay. Well, it was probably a very interesting discovery for that time, but unfortunately, it's very known where from when you are. One of the book that's been left there is difficult to read. It feels like it's been here for so long that the pages are growing frail and the inks on some have rubbed off. It's an old version of Common. You know, for you here, for Zachary, it would probably like looking at a old manuscript written in very old English. It's a bit weird ways of talking, of explaining things, and then it just pops up in your mind. Oh, yeah, that's right. I should have that feeling just listening to people here. So the dream is also influencing how you understand. So this is old for the time, old speech for the time where you are right now. It's hard to translate, and some of the pages you're just about to turn them and you feel them crumpling a little bit. So take a few pages and go next. Okay. Some of them are talking about minerals, but they're talking about a mineral that has been excavated nearly 1,000 years ago on an island covered in mist. Weird type of crystals. Apparently has something to do with dragons. Like I said, the book is so old and dried, and the ink has started to fade in some pages that it's hard to get a lot of details. One book you're forced to say is way too old. You try and open it and it just falls apart. There's just a mess of pages on the floor. Okay, there's nothing you can do about this one, unfortunately. One of the book is written in Elvish. Do you read Elvish?
Gonna double check. Man, it's been a while since I've had to look at my... I do.
All right.
Oh,
You feel...
Actually, that makes sense. Doy.
Yeah, magic often has... elves are very involved in magic. So, This one is probably a bit more recent for them. It talks a lot about rituals that the elves have been making. Attempts at influencing the world. They've apparently been trying to figure out which story is actually the real one. The story of Alvarast or Olvarast, which for you means whose fault was it that the original continent fell? Was it the dragon or the arcane machines? Apparently their conclusion is a bit odd and weird. Their conclusion is it's both and neither. Both were involved, but neither caused it. At least that's their conclusion. The book itself is a long explanation of a wide variety of spell used to peer through time. It doesn't give you the ability to touch what's happening. It just gives you the ability to see glimpse of impactful moments in the past. And all of their efforts were focused on the beginning of what in your world is history. So there's it's the entire documentation of their research, the ritual they used, how many elves were involved, because elves have this interesting ability to pool their magical resource together. So one elf may not be able to cast a spell above level 6, but 3 elves together may be able to cast a spell level 9. They have ritual that allows them to do this, and they literally went to the equivalent of would be a 9th level spell, and maybe push it nearly to the mythical 10th level, which from your time would mean that they were reaching godlike powers, because level 10 spells can rein in worldwide devastation. You can literally make a tsunami that covers an entire continent, theoretically, with a 10th level spell. They would probably almost have gotten to that point to peer through time at the origin of your history. And that's their conclusion. Both were involved, but neither caused it. It doesn't say who caused it, though. But it does confirm that there was something about a war. The last book, although probably very useful for many mages, for you, not so much. It's a description of a wide variety of magical objects. Feels like someone wanted to make an almanac of very powerful object, and give someone a brief description. You know, like an adventurer who would go tomb raiding would probably find this book very interesting, because he would be able to recognize many powerful magical object, just by going through the book and recognizing, okay, this is this one. So don't touch it. So that's roughly what you find in this space.
Like, and as far as like the spaces where it seemed like books used to be.
So judging by the how the room looks, you get the feeling that probably originally there was as many as 50 books in here. And that's all the books that are left. They were moved hastily, but carefully, so as to not damage them. And then this space has been abandoned since.
I guess for the time being, he'll bring the minus the plant books and the book that fell apart. He may as well bring the other books with him. It's like someone else might have more use for them than he.
All right. So you shove these books. Well, one of them hasn't fallen apart, but it's very fragile. So how do you handle this one? The other ones you can probably just shove in your backpack, but this one needs more careful handling.
Well, with that one, it's like he is carrying a cloak that he's currently not using.
Okay. So essentially you wrap it inside.
Wrap it inside and, try to keep it more, close to the top so that things aren't pressing down on top of it.
Okay. All right. That's doable. Ooh. That's still 5 books in your backpack.
Well, hopefully he'll be able to reconvene with audience and
put it in the
dump them
dimensional
elsewhere.
storage. Yeah, I know. It's just feeling. You gained more than 5 pounds. Sorry, that's a French joke. Sorry. In French, pound is livre, and livre can also be translated into books. So.
And I would say, just from like the top of Raimi's memory, like would there have been any other notable spots on this floor for him to want to investigate in the same fashion, or?
There might be one, but it's completely in the opposite direction. You'd have to run through the entire second floor to get there. Or spiderweb your way through the center and possibly being seen by anyone looking down while you're getting to the other side.
Here's the thing. Seen how?
Yeah, that's right. Invisibility is only broken if you attack. You just picked books. Okay.
So he could go across the library.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
I'm sorry this is boring for everybody else, but hopefully he's able to find it.
Well, they're gonna have a combat next episode, so I still haven't figured out how that's gonna work.
Oh.
Sorry. All right.
Ow.
Incidentally, how wide is the gap at the center?
I'd say about 50 feet wide.
Okay. I keep asking these questions because I need to know how many charges to burn.
Okay, it's okay. All right. So, with Remu having done this, we're at least going to give a little bit of attention to our to the other party. And who knows? Maybe they're going to end the episode with a fight. So, you... How do I put this? You stumble your way. You
Bumble?
Yeah, that's also a word. I was looking for a word that feels more loud.
Tromp.
Tromp.
Okay, that has two different feelings attached to
Trump, 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 Trump.
I did not know it also meant that also. So
Tromp, not tramp.
no, I know.
Maybe trouts.
I mean, they could be tramping about. I don't know, you know. Like,
Tromboning.
trombone.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, you're a bard.
Going. Where are you going?
I think if we get a second campaign, Sam's gonna probably take a bard this time.
I might change it up completely. I might just be a silent character.
Oh, you want to be a bard Kenku?
Nah, I'm gonna be a
How
blind
would
mute.
that
I'm gonna be a
work?
blind mute deaf person.
Perfectly. You'd only have to hear a song once, and then you just one-man band it.
Yeah, you don't even have to have the instrument either. You could just play it out of your mouth
So what I'm
and just like
hearing,
finger
audience, is that
at the guitar.
you want to play a blind deaf mute mage? Is that it?
Baby.
That's gonna be fun. What spell can you cast? I've got 12 spells.
They all require sight.
No, that's just it. You can only take spells which doesn't require voice and line of sight.
I have only one spell. It's fireball, but I can't ever see where I'm shooting it. Good luck.
Like, wait, guys. You bring out a huge pole out of the back. You're like, where are they?
It's the only spell he's gonna use all campaign long. Fireball! So I'm getting that you saw the
It's an orphanage.
the things that I posted on Discord, right? Where the answer always seems to be fireball. Nice argument. However, fireball!
Fireball.
I would be granted a wish spell. My wish spell is just literally going to be that I can see.
You're colorblind. I feel like that'd be better. Completely
That
colorblind.
would be the best answer to I want to see. Okay. You can only see black and white.
So you got it from a genie, so that's why you can only see colorblind.
Well, technically, depending on the type of djinn that you get your wish from, it's like you might get better or worse results.
You can see, but you can only see through people's clothes.
I get true sight. I get true sight, but it has a range of 1 foot.
It reminds me of that thing. It was like, oh yeah, my superpower is I could see through walls. I could only see through walls.
All right, so what are we doing? We're still going up to the second level.
Apparently, yes.
Okay. Do we start going through books? Do we
Yeah.
reach a section?
All right.
Okay.
So
Do we reach our section?
let's roll that. Okay.
If it's close enough, I would start looking for dragon books.
It sort of hurts. Yeah, I said it was on the second floor, didn't I?
Yeah.
Actually,
What?
all right. No, I could only. I'm dumb. Never mind, because Ornak's here now.
Damn.
Well,
Alright.
no, I can't upcast it anyway. I only have second level spells.
Well, there's
Oh no, I have third level spells. I can do third level spells, but I don't have any. Like, because I have invisibility.
Oh. I mean, I have invisibility potions.
You have
Guys,
an
what?
invisibility
And you
potion.
didn't.
I have one. Doesn't someone else have one? I thought you would.
I
want to.
also have one.
But
anyway.
Anyway.
I just want to remind you, Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Terry has the spell clairvoyance. Just saying.
What does that do?
Allows you to spy at a distance.
We don't need Terry.
Does Terry have find object?
I also thought we were bringing Terry out because he acted weird last time.
He did act weird last time. That's why we're not trying Terry.
He could hear something like a song.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with toes in the past. What are they?
What?
It's a toe sucking worm.
He's a toe sucking
Anyway,
worm.
I'm gonna start looking through. What was the section that we were looking through? It was the lineage.
No, lineage was the third floor. Second floor was the achievements.
Oh, right, the
Adventures in the
achievements.
realms.
All right, so I'll start
dragons.
looking for if I can find achievements from her father.
All right.
I'll specifically be looking for stuff from her father and try to find his name.
I look for dragon books.
He just goes in the next
It's on the
row and
floor.
starts looking. Is
We don't even know Toby's
Dragon.
here, so.
All right, and Fisher.
Sorry,
That's okay. You're looking through your spells.
Mm-hmm. I think I would be working with audience to try and find.
Okay, then in that case, audience, you can investigate with advantage, or Fisher can investigate with advantage.
I
Fisher,
think
what's
I
your
will do it.
investigation?
+8.
I don't know. Mine's -1. I think.
It would have been +12, but I was a dum-dum this morning.
20. Rolled a 20 for
I
investigation.
believe in your plus. I believe you won't be like me and roll 2 nat ones.
I don't know.
That is a 21.
21. Wow. All right.
So,
It's very good, actually. Tobiyashi, you rolled a 20. So, each on your side, you start looking at different things. For you, Tobiyashi, you look through the achievements of people in this realm, and especially focusing on anything that might talk about dragons. Although you don't find probably what you want to find, you do manage to find 2 or 3 books that talk about the interaction of this city with dragons. It apparently has a history of creating relationship with different dragons. You at least have confirmation that they really did create some sort of relationship with Sacred Dragon. But also, you read that they created a relationship with a gold dragon. This one is probably from 500 years ago, judging from the dates you see. It was actually a very good relationship. You read about a black dragon. Obviously, there's so much marsh in the area. It would make sense that there would be a black dragon who would want to get there. But many campaigns have been made to hinder it. And whenever they got into trouble, they would go to the gold dragon to make sure that the gold dragon would keep the black dragon's anger in check. You have the impression on a few moments that in a few of their endeavors, they might have poked the hornet's nest a bit too hard, and the gold dragon got a bit annoyed by this. Although it's like talking to audience. Even though he's annoyed, his paladin ethic nearly forces him to go against evil. So, exactly like audience, the gold dragon would help the kingdom. Actually, when you read about this, you sort of have that impression that, wow, that's funny. Audience has more in common with a gold dragon than with a green dragon. The entire element of a paladin fits more with a gold dragon than a green dragon. So, why is he praying to a green dragon?
Eternal mystery.
Okay.
That's what you find anyway, since you're focusing on dragons.
All right, I'll put them in my bag.
Okay. More books for Remy to steal.
Not if he doesn't know I have them, okay? Ever bringing out a book in front of Remy again?
Hey, you don't know that Raimi took anything.
I know he did something. It's gone. You know, the only person I know who has sticky fingers is Remy.
Audience and Fisher.
I don't know. I feel like audience's fingers are pretty sticky.
Oh. I didn't want that.
I do like orange Jello. It's one of my favorite foods. Careful, Toby. You're kind of looking like orange Jello.
I'm not spicy though. We
not
established this before.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
no.
That's true.
If
Not
Toby
spicy.
actually became a spicy orange Jello, now he'd be in trouble.
I do acid damage whenever I punch.
Spicy wouldn't it be fire? You do gastric damage.
Yes, yeah, I do IBS damage. Oh, my stomach.
So, Audience and Fisher, looking through these books, you know, it's a pretty good role. It takes a little bit of time. Actually, time seems to leave your mind as you're looking through these books. You're just going through one book after the other. And eventually you do find a bit of a history regarding the relationship of this realm with dragons. You know, for a brief moment, it feels like somebody went through that section not too long ago. Maybe there's someone still alive in the city that decided to go here before the dome fell. Darn. Tobiashi, you look at them looking at where you were a few minutes ago, hidden behind another bookshelf.
Yeah, if they move one book, my face is just right there like,
Oh shit!
Shit.
So there is an extensive record of the relationship with this sacred dragon. Apparently, they were very curious about him also, seeing as it's such a rare dragon. But they didn't manage to find a whole lot of information about draconic lineage that would relate to him. Although they do talk about the fact that the dragon that they found was an adult dragon. And it was a pretty vicious conflict between a dark dragon. Plots were being made against the city, against its inhabitant, the dragon itself, which you suspect might be the father of the dragon that currently helps the city, was pretty involved. To your dismay, you learn that that dragon died fighting the other dragon, the dark one. There is a mention that they managed to banish it, and it never came back, but no confirmation of its death. However, there is a mention that that dragon had 2 eggs. You're pretty sure that one of them might actually be the dragon who keeps harassing the one that is in the city right now. But there's no mention of the second egg. After maybe a good hour of looking through these books, you actually do find one book that talks about a campaign. Very large one, with armies confronting other armies that have been created by shadowy mist itself, as if these soldiers were just created pretty much like a creation spell, but for flesh things. But just like the familiars of Tobiashi and Remy and Fisher, made of that wispy material coming from wherever their familiar comes from, that dragons kept on summoning armies after armies of these monsters, and the campaign was long and hard. There were magical objects involved to try and rebalance the forces. It does talk in the end that the kingdom prevailed. The armies were pushed back. The ability to make more was taken away from the dragon. And then there is a mention of a prize being given to the king. One wish was to be granted in exchange. But there is nothing in the book that says which wish it was. A feather was given, and the king took it back to Bahanor. According to the book, the feather was stored. It's supposed to be in the castle's treasury.
I wonder if the treasurer would know. Some stuff to look at when we get back. Maybe. If we get back. What was on the third floor? Do we even need to go to the third floor? I'm trying to think.
Genealogy.
Yeah. I don't know if we... I feel like we might have got...
I do have a question. Do these bookshelves look stable? How heavy do they look?
It's a large library. They're bolted to the ground in some way. Heavy, filled with books. You know, a bookshelf containing 100 books is actually pretty stable.
Oh. The one thing I would be interested in genealogy would be if we could find out if the queen... Or that would be a medical thing. I was trying to think, because if we could find out if the queen was, like, barren or not, or was unable to have kids, an obvious wish that the king might make was for an heir or someone to take over after him. But if the queen was already with a daughter, then then a wish he could easily make would be to have someone who would always be at his daughter's side and protect her at all costs. So if we could find that out, that could also be another avenue.
That's why I mentioned that section. I knew you would also find it interesting and possibly a place where you might find an answer.
All right.
And then you get an awkward genealogy where she's like, there's a lot of lines coming from this particular woman.
One more thing I would like to look for on this floor is monster recipes.
Well, I'm going to start making my way to the third floor, Toby, since I don't know you're here. So you can either follow us or not, since I feel like I've got all the information I needed from the second floor. I'm going to tell Fisher the idea I just had about the genealogy thing.
I'll look for this and then follow them as fast as I can.
Sounds like a good idea to follow up with.
Okay.
So we'll start heading towards the third
See
floor.
if my roll is even good enough.
All right. So, well, yeah, Toby, actually, because you've been looking at books, you have to re-roll your stealth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, you've taken a lot of books down. You left the book on the
Can
ground.
audience and Fisher re-roll their stealth? Because we've also been looking at books.
I'm going to start with Tobiyashi because he sees you doing things.
26.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess audience and Fisher, you'd probably be able to re-roll. What I was going to say is, alright, yeah, that moment you explained to Fisher, alright, we're going to be doing this. Is that a good idea? Fisher answers, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Alright, let's be stealthy. You turn around and BAM!
Bam?
Yeah.
Is that a big dude?
Your head smashes in the breast of an illithid.
Roll for initiative? Okay.
Well, we're not going to do the combat tonight, but...
No, I know. I just look up at the elephant, I'm like, so you like reading too? Let's agree to read together.
I mean, interesting choice of words, by the way. It's like running into the illithid's breast.
Yeah, I just look. Actually, I don't know if I'd look up at the illithid.
I should have said chest,
How tall are
sorry.
illithids? How tall are illithids? Because I'm 7 feet.
They're pretty tall.
No, it's canon. It's a female illithid now.
Alright, so you want to know exactly...
are gendered.
You want to know exactly what was in my play? It went... I keep mixing the words. I was trying to say the breastplate, and right now I said you want to know what was on my plate because I was thinking about the plate of the breastplate. But you're right, audience. Probably you'd be nose to nose to the illithid. They're not taller than 7 feet. So instead of banging your nose inside of his chest plate, you'd probably turn around
I just turn.
and end up nose to nose. Well, whatever they have for a nose. To an illithid. You see just the tentacles just going and reaching for your mouth.
I just hand the elephant the book I was holding.
Here.
Does he take it?
That's a good question. Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, there's my nat 20. It's a 30 persuasion.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
your gesture
That was gonna be
is
for your
so,
next stealth check.
your gesture is so candid, so reflex. For a moment, you see him look at the book, and he takes the book, and there is a brief moment of confusion, and because of that, next episode, when we start with combat, I am choosing to give you the equivalent of a surprise round.
Yeah, I was gonna say audience would hand him the book, and then if he took the book and his hands were full, audience was taking a swing at him while he's distracted. He would like look down at the book, look back up. Audience just has a sword swinging at the elephant's head.
You know,
Amazing.
there's a certain amount of Looney Tunes to that. And or Animaniacs, depending on your flavor. This was like, hey, I'm over there.
Well, you said you rolled a natural 20. I wanted to reward this without doing something that's too weird. And to be quite honest, I've had weird like this personally, where I'm the one who did something that completely surprised the other person and was a very stupid thing to do. I was waiting in line to go to the bathroom. The door was locked, and suddenly the door opens, and there's this woman that comes out. It was at work, so she knew who I was. She just makes one step, and then she looks at me like this, and I just say, boo. And she goes...
All right, time to do a super divine smite next episode.
It's just so confused. It was like, oh, enemies, and then the enemy just handed it the book. It's just like, what?
You should really read this. It has good material in it.
No, audience knew there was going to be combat. Audience was just trying to do it as a surprise tactic. And it worked.
Well, the natural 20, like I said, the gesture is so spontaneous and candid that it just takes the illithid off guard, and he just grabs the book. If you could interpret his facial expression, there would probably be confusion as he instinctively just grabs the book. Alright. Fisher, you noted that there's a second illithid right behind that guy. So...
Cool.
And he's just as confused.
Yes, he's just as confused.
He's like, what are you waiting
He's
for?
sort of looking at his friend, brother, I don't know how to categorize them. He just looks at him sort of with that feeling of, what the heck?
Alright. We can fight two illithids, right, Fisher?
Easy.
We got this.
Easy. Hey, we get a surprise round apparently, so that will help.
Yeah.
And then I get a surprise round on the surprise round, so it's perfect. I feel like.
Well,
If there's a third illithid, we're in trouble. Two, we can do.
2 with a surprise round, you'll be 4 against 2. And, well, unfortunately for you, Toby, actually, you won't get any additional bonus from a surprise round, other than the assurance that you're not being targeted immediately.
And you know what surprise rounds are great for? Rogues. A rogue is not here.
Well, I mean, I could sneak behind. I could sneak behind them and at least grapple one of them or both of them, at least one of them.
You could. I mean, it's all gonna come down to whether audience gets stunned for or audience and Fisher get stunned for the entire fight. Probably.
Yeah, if you guys get stunned, I'm leaving Onak and you.
Dude, fair.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Because as much damage as audience can do, unless I roll like 2 nat 20s, I don't think I could. I don't even know if even with 2 nat 20s I could one shot a Dilithin. But
let's see. Probably not.
So they'd at least probably get around, or one of them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you do actually manage to get 2 natural 20s, Divine Smite on each one of them,
Yeah.
I don't know, that's pretty tight. You might actually be able. What was your best damage you did so far? I think 50 something?
I think I did like 70 something.
70?
before.
Oh, well, then in that case, yeah, no. If you get 2 critical hit Divine Smite with good damage, you can take another down in a single round.
I don't think I can do 70 though, because I don't think the weapon I have does as much damage. Because I'm using the mace and not the sword.
Yeah. That's right.
But
all right. Well, with this, we know how we're gonna start the next round, and for you, Remy, I'm gonna try and figure out what we do with you while they're fighting.
Remy, when are you getting the magical object that always knows when audience needs your help or is in danger?
That's why I was gonna put the
I
silk
mean,
around his
With what
arm.
time?
Well, you could always try and call out to the sacred dragon. He said he was gonna fly in the city.
Dragon, I call upon thee.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I call the Sacred Dragon, there's also the potential that if he comes, much bigger, stronger enemies come, and we don't have all our research yet.
Well, I'd say that the worst possibility so far is that every time you've seen him outside of the protected area, his brother, his other half interfered.
Yeah. I don't need to be part of the, as much as audience would kind of like to be part of the dragon on dragon conflict, he would like to not do that while they still have like research to do.
Especially since they
He
say
doesn't-
that this dragon is the combination of all good dragon and the other one the combination of all bad dragon.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Bad Dragon.
Yeah.
Alright. So with this, we know... Oh, yeah, no, I think it's not a problem. Remy, you were looking for something. Audience and Fisher looked for something for about a little over an hour. So yeah, you have time to catch up with them. We'll do a bit for... when your turn comes, we'll roll your initiative to know... No, I think it would be better if we do one round and then give you a bit of time, and then one round and give you a bit of time.
Do, 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 do.
But no.
Da, 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 da.
You just have to roll a perception roll every round
Go
to see
on.
if you get close enough to hear the sounds of combat. Audience screaming for the dragon on the stealth mission.
Oh yeah, no, probably
That's
and actually it probably works
Can
pretty
anyone else
well.
hear that Divine Smite?
Yeah, no, every time you do Divine Smite, there in one way or the other, you conjure the name of your god. So I wouldn't be surprised if every time you conjure Divine Smite, you hear something like Drasamir! Yeah.
So when can I get a demon core on the flail? Is that a thing or?
You'll have
And you
to
can ask the garden. They
gnomes.
might have some demon cores.
The gnomes, like, you have demon cores on a flail. You hit something, everything explodes.
That would be something gnomes would be excited probably. And have.
It's a constant. The more excited a gnome is about something, the worse it is for your personal health.
Yeah. Now, when it blew up, would it also take you with it? Also, probably.
Well, it's a suicide. It's a suicide weapon. So like, it's your last option. You're like, oh, I gotta save
Listen,
everybody
Toby,
else.
don't be pulling out them suicide weapons when you come from my church, okay? I know that's what you want.
All right.
I just send in a follower. They're like, I need food.
That's a good point. You could probably find more food at audience's church. You know, they do feed the people who get there. The beggars.
I'm gonna put Toby on the ban list.
Ban list. Hey, I don't always have to look like Toby. I mean,
Poke the guy. If there's green jello, don't serve him. It becomes a new tenant of the Draken's
anything that
religion.
oozes.
Poke a guy before giving it food.
And so everybody in the religion of the dragon is on the Atkins diet.
All right. So with this, well, we end today's episode because I'm not gonna start a fight half an hour over our time. Unless you really, really want to.
I want it.
Time for an all-nighter, guys.
Let's do it, guys.
Play
act
until
like I don't.
5 in the morning. Yeah.
You act like I don't stay up till 5 in the morning every night anyway. But I don't think Andre would be appreciative.
I mean, I'm not working tomorrow.
I could do it. I'm not working tomorrow either.
All right, all-nighter.
All right, chat. Let's do this.
Get your coffee.
Interesting. So you're saying that I have to decide if we keep playing another 3 hours. Do you really want to give me that kind of option?
24-hour stream.
Hopefully this combat won't last 3 hours.
No, I'm trying to plan these things so that they're a bit fast-paced. This is why I'm not giving you 7 monsters.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like Illithid are high damage but low constitution, and like they're enemies that can kill us or we can kill them, but it's probably not gonna be a super extended fight.
No, I'm pretty sure that this can be resolved quickly, and especially since there aren't going to be a lot of them, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of things for each one of their rounds. So if you know what you're doing, it's probably just going to go...
Yeah. I hit it with my sword and I divine smite.
Tobiyashi, make your plan so that the combat is quick.
Yeah, I grapple.
Alright. Fisher, make your
sneak behind
plan
and grapple
so
one
the
of them.
combat is quick. That
I
way.
smack him with my sword.
And then I action surge and I smack it
Fisher
again.
picks one of them up, grapples them, picks them up, walks over to the edge, and drops them.
The classic paladin fighter combat, the very intricate combat of the paladin fighter.
Throws
I
him through the window. I further my grapple.
Yeah, I'm gonna build out a convoluted plan where we actually perfectly trap them under the bookshelves by creating a bookshelf
And then topple it
cascade.
over.
No.
Someone push the bookshelf over. on
Yes,
top
yes,
of
that's
him.
gonna go perfectly with the audience's natural 1 for stealth. We push the bookshelf over the guy.
Hey, we have a surprise round. You know what he wouldn't expect? If I hand him a book and then go, "Oh, you like that?" and take an entire bookshelf and drop it on his head.
It's a surprise round, you know? Do what you want.
Divine bookshelf.
Divine bookshelf. That would actually be pretty funny if I handed him the book and then just divine smited him through the book as I handed
Technically,
it.
it can work.
Just grab him by the crotch, just like, hey, I think I'd rather study you. You know what I mean?
The audience, I'm just saying, audience. using a book as a weapon, it's an improvised weapon. So you can divide and smite with a book.
Technically, he already took it. So if we're holding it together, it's already an auto hit.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's a natural
I don't
20
know.
hit, if I'm gonna be honest. I feel
I
like
don't know. I think I wouldn't get any damage from the weapon, but I might get the damage from the divine smite.
Hey,
I have no idea.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna argue if in some way you figure out a way for this fight to last 20 minutes in the next episode. I'm not gonna argue.
Easy. I drop a bomb. It's over.
everybody run and hide.
It's over even for the players.
I'm out of there. I don't know those players. I mean,
You mean the only time where they might actually use the bomb, you're not gonna be there? Toby,
I'll hear it. I mean, I'm like walking behind me.
Well, it'll
explosion
also
happens.
probably set the entire floor of the library on fire.
Yeah.
So,
And warn everyone
on-
that you're there.
Well, less on fire and more on ash.
Well, how about this? We open the dimensional storage, right? We throw them in there, and then throw the bomb in there afterwards, and then close it.
You still have a whole lot of dragon
Oh.
parts in there.
yeah. No, didn't we have it cleaned out? before I
No,
left?
because you
No,
would have
it was
needed to
about
leave
to.
it
Oh,
there.
right. Right. I remember, which was actually the good thing, because then we wouldn't have had it. I remember now.
All right.
Okay.
So, with this, now you have a good idea of what our players might do next episode. Being a dungeon master, it's always weird in some way. I guarantee it. If you don't like it when games get weird, don't be a dungeon master. Alright. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the episode. Hope you had a great time. I hope it was just a glitch from Twitch saying that there was no one in chat at all. Because that would be a shame. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a pleasant, whatever part of the day it is, wherever you are. And remember, if you want to support us, it is very much appreciated. You can support the stream by following us, leaving a like, leaving a comment on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Well, technically now Twitter is only called X. I should probably try and change that.
Or don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people are still...
More people know what you're talking about when you say Twitter than they do when you say X.
Yeah.
It's just the number of like websites that use X as their symbol. Most of them are porn.
That's a good point.
Yeah, find us on Chatterbait. No.
All right, so that's a good point. We'll keep
I
saying
knew you were a
Twitch, Twitter,
streamer. I didn't know you were.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
All right, so leave us a like, a comment on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, or if you want to look at Tobiyashi do things, you can also support.
it's just a crotch cam. Don't worry about it.
Okay. You can also support the stream by making a donation, becoming Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. That's very much appreciated by me, because I don't have a whole lot of contract right now, so it's slim picking. Alright, so, but if you can't do any of those, there's a very free thing you can do that helps tremendously, and we appreciate it very much. And that's spreading the word of this channel. Because who knows, maybe there's going to be enough people one day in a chat that people are going to talk amongst themselves and give ideas to the players. Alright. Thank you for being here this week. See you next week, next Friday, next Wednesday, on next Friday if you're watching the rebroadcast. Well, since Audience didn't add anything to his island, I guess we go back to the normal island chain creation that we had next Thursday. And yeah, that's everything we could say. Thank you for being here. See you next week. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
10A.
Right.